Today on the podcast, we're talking about productivity hacks for your band or your creative project. Working smarter, not harder, guys. We'll see you on the inside. What's going on, guys? This is Mike from the Songwriters Planner. You are visiting today at the Songwriters Podcast. I really appreciate you guys swinging down here again, week after week, episode after episode. Thank you very much. I believe we are into the mid-20s right now as far as episodes go. And I'm really psyched that I'm able to do these podcasts. They've been really helpful for me, and hopefully they have been helpful for you guys out there. I know it's tough trying to get everything that we do during the day, during the week, whether they be music related or not. I know it's really difficult to get to things. And if you take time to listen to this podcast, I really appreciate it. Thank you. I try to keep these podcasts to a bite-sized, chunkable amount of time. I don't know if that makes sense, but hopefully it fits into your schedule and you can at least get some value out of it. And if you do, please share it with some friends. Again, I really appreciate you guys checking it out. So thank you. Like I mentioned, my name is Mike from the Songwriters Planner. I don't know if you've had a chance to check out the planner yet, but if you go to songwritersplanner.com, you can find my 6-month planner created and designed for musicians and artists specifically to hopefully help you be more productive, creative, and inspired. And talking about productivity, what a segue, huh? That's what today's podcast is all about. So let me just give you a quick brief history about why I came up with this episode specifically. We're talking about just general productivity hacks today. Things that you can do in your band or your creative project, or just things that help you either be more efficient as an artist or grow your fan base or just be, more productive overall. Every day, I have these things that go through my head, and I'll be maybe driving to work or just going these long drives, and I come up with these random ideas, oh man, that'd be good. That's a good idea to maybe use for the next time I promote a show, or maybe that's a good thing I could do for the next time I shoot an email out. Just these random things that come up, ideas, and I kind of just put them in this idea box, and today this idea box is overflowing. And I was like, man, I should just do a podcast on just these hacks that I come up with and hacks that I've seen and I've learned from other people that just make my life easier as a musician and as an artist. And I wanted to share those with you guys today because, hey, it's tough out there, man. It's tough dealing with all the things that we have to deal with as far as getting our music heard, as far as writing music, as far as getting to gigs, as far as promoting our music on social media. I mean, there's just so many aspects to being a musician today in a band that I just wanted to share some of these hacks that I use and some hacks that people that I know have utilized in their careers. So that's what we're talking about today. And so hopefully you guys find some of these ideas and tips useful. And as always, please feel free to share with me as well things that have worked for you in the past. My Facebook page is an open book. You are more than welcome to put your feedback on there on what you think of these podcasts, or if you have any productivity tips that you'd like to share with other artists, please feel free to do that. Or email me at mike@songwritersplanner.com, and I will make sure to include them in a future podcast as well and give you credit, obviously. So okay, all right, so that's what we're talking about today, and let's go ahead and jump into a couple of these tips. Actually, first of all, let me step back here, and let me just say that the reason why I believe so much in productivity hacks and tips and things like that is because, obviously, number one, I'm a big fan of being productive and being a productive person and a productive artist. But if you're talking about, say you have a band setting, now you're dealing with multiple people, okay? That can be a little bit tricky because, you may, obviously everybody lives in different places. Unless you all live in the same house, that could be a possibility too. But if you're dealing with a band situation, people are usually spread out. And communication is one problem that you can have when you're in a band setting because you have to communicate. You got to get those lines of communication open with things like shows, rehearsals, promotions, marketing, things like that. I mean, there's just so many things that you need to be in touch with other people on if you're in a creative project that involves other people. And communication can sometimes be hard because you have to kind of get everybody on the same page, and not everybody is reachable when you want to reach them. So this is kind of one of the aspects of my productivity hacks that I like to attack is the multi-person project, because it's challenging, and it can be challenging to be in that kind of a situation. So the heart of communication. So this leads me into my first productivity hack. Okay, if you're in a creative situation where you have a band and you're dealing with multiple people, or you're dealing with collaborators or whatnot, make sure that you have a productivity tip number one. Make sure you set up a file sharing drive like Google Drive or Dropbox or something like that for your project, specifically for your project, so you can exchange files back and forth, and you can communicate much easier if you have a group drive. Okay, and I use a Google Drive for my creative projects with my bandmates. We share files back and forth all the time. We also use things like Hightail. Hightail is a great email communication system to send large size files. Usually if you say you record an idea and you have a WAV file, sometimes WAV files are a lot bigger in size and you can't send it through regular email. You can use file sharing like Hightail. But Dropbox, Google Drive, those all support higher large file sizes. So make sure that you set one of those up for your creative project, and you can just drop your files in there, send your pals a link, and they can make sure that they can download it. It is a world-saving, time-saving hack that I use, and hopefully if you already do that, then great, keep doing it. It's the best way to communicate your ideas back and forth to your creative project and with the people that are involved with you. Okay. So that's one productivity hack that I use, and I wanted to share with you. Another one is setting up a Google Calendar specifically for your creative projects, and make sure that everybody that's involved has access to this calendar. It's so easy to book a show and just have everybody make sure that they can get access to that calendar and see all the details of the event, the time, the place, make sure everybody's on the same page, because man, trying to set up a schedule with multiple people is really, really difficult. I also play in another project that has like 9 people in the band sometimes, and trying to organize that many people is really, really difficult. So having a calendar that everybody has access to is a great way to make sure everybody's on the same page. It's super important to make sure that is the case, because you might schedule something and one person will say, I didn't know about that, and they book something else, and then you got all this chaos going on. So make sure you got something like Google Calendar set up that everybody can have access to. That's another productivity tip. Okay, let's talk about marketing, social media marketing. A good idea, a good tip, another tip that you should do if you have a multiple person creative project is to set up a marketing budget. Now, I've talked about this before on other podcasts and kind of shared my ideas on how important I think it is to have a budget. But setting up a budget that everybody can contribute to, or that you can put money into from the money that you make, say off shows or t-shirt sales or whatever, is really key, because if you can make sure everybody has access to it or can see it, so everybody can see exactly how much money is going into this budget. Dealing with money and dealing with people can get pretty sticky sometimes, especially if people are not in the know of how much money you actually have. Making sure that everybody has access to, or at least knows how much money you have in the band budget for marketing or just for anything, is super important, because it'll calm people's nerves. It'll make people feel included. It'll make people feel like they're involved and they're in the know. So I would suggest, this doesn't work for everybody. Not everybody's comfortable with sharing, budgets and money and stuff like that, especially if your project is not a full collaborative effort. If it's just one person, if you're just one person, you're hiring musicians, obviously that's a completely different story. But if you are in a creative project where everybody's involved, at least making sure that everybody knows how much money you have in a budget, setting up a budget first, and then making sure that everybody knows exactly how much is in that budget is super important. It just calms a lot of people's nerves, and dealing with money can get pretty sticky. So That is another productivity hack to make sure that you guys can implement out there for your bands or creative project. I like saying creative project all the time because I don't like limiting just to bands. I mean, people have all kinds of situations out there. So you can be in a band, you can be in a duo, you could be in an acoustic act. It doesn't matter, DJ. So I just like to say creative projects all the time. Okay, here's another one. Here's another productivity hack that I don't think bands and artists do enough of, and that is record your rehearsals. Find a way to record your practice and rehearsal sessions and do it as often as you can. Why? Because there's so much good stuff that can come out of rehearsals. I mean, I've lost so many riffs over the years by not recording things and going back and going, oh my God, what was that you played? What were we playing right there? And then you just lose it because nobody was recording anything. In this day and age, recording equipment is so cheap, or it's cheaper to do that. And it doesn't have to be fancy. Just set a microphone up in the room and set it up to a laptop or something, or just something really easy that you can record your whole rehearsal. Or at least if you don't record your whole rehearsal, have something there in your practice studio or whatnot that you can easily get to hit record when you're ready to record something. Because the easier it is for you to do that, the more likely you are to capture those moments. And the more moments that you capture, the more chances you have of putting out some really good stuff. I mean, it just makes so much sense to me to just record as much as you can, even at your rehearsal sessions, so that you can always go back when on your free time and listen to a lot of the ideas that you've had, because a lot of that stuff just comes and goes, and you may write something really cool and it just disappears and you're like, oh, what was that? So to be more productive in rehearsals, definitely record them, okay? And we'll talk a little bit more here in the podcast a little bit later on how to record and whatnot, but it'll be a quick segment, so stick around for that. Here's another productivity hack that I use all the time, and it's a little bit different, but it deals with carrying equipment and loading gear and bringing equipment around town, especially if you're really busy and you gig a lot. Okay, put heavy equipment on wheels. All right, it sounds really simple. But I cannot tell you how often I see bands loading gear, moving gear, heavy gear around and just chugging it by themselves and lifting it and carrying it. Man, I'll tell you, long time ago, because as you guys know, I am a drummer and there's a lot of equipment that I carry around. I learned a long time ago, man, buy a dolly, put heavy stuff on casters, anything that you have to lift that is really, really heavy. Guitar cabinets, especially some guitar heads, those get pretty heavy, man. Put as many things as you can on wheels, okay? You can buy a dolly at Home Depot. Take some money out of your band budget and buy a dolly and just save the wear and tear on your body, because first of all, you're going to load in all this gear before the show. You're going to be exhausted from doing it. And already you're tired, so now you got to get up and play a show. And then after the show, you got to get your stuff off stage and put it back into the van or put it back into the car. That is a lot of heavy lifting, okay? And if you have a lot of gear and you're lifting a lot of amps and drums, man, make sure you do yourself a favor and put that stuff on wheels so you're not killing your body out there. It can really, really help you be more fresh when you're ready to play, and you won't be completely dead at the end of the night when you get off stage and it's time to load your stuff out. Just put all that stuff on wheels as much as possible, and it's a really, really simple fix, and it will save your back and your body. Okay, trust me on this one, guys, because I threw my back out. I've thrown my back out before, and it is no fun. And using wheels on gear could really, really help with those kinds of problems. Okay, so that is another productivity hack I wanted to share. So as you can see, these are kind of just across the board. These are just random things that kind of apply to a lot of scenarios. And like I was saying, I come up with these ideas, or I get them from other people. So I'll probably do more of these podcasts, but just really cool random stuff that you can apply hopefully to your band. Another productivity hack that we can talk about when it comes to getting things done within the band, whether it be promoting via social media, creating a video, booking shows, getting a tour ready, I would suggest, and it works well, to delegate tasks out to people in your band. Delegate the tasks to the people that are best fit to do them. Okay, if one person is really good at booking, let them do the booking, but also delegate other stuff to other people. Why? Because when you have at least tasks getting done by multiple people, and it's not just one person, you save on, like, people start to get like animosity starts to grow in your projects. It's like the guy who's doing everything or the girl that's doing everything, they take it on their shoulders, and it's easy to start feeling like, man, I do everything for this project. Like, I deserve all the credit. I deserve all the stuff. And of course, that may be okay for some projects, especially if it's your own personal project. But from what I've seen is that if you're in a creative situation with multiple people, if you have one person doing everything, it's easy for things to go downhill really quickly. If no one else is contributing to the other aspects of the band in any kind of shape or way, then it really starts to cause problems inside the band. So delegate, make sure that you can at least delegate certain things to certain people. If one person's really good at making flyers, have them make the flyers. One person is really good at networking and getting gigs, let them do that. If another person is really good at recording, let them do that. Just make sure you divvy up some responsibilities to other people. They don't have to be big ones, and doesn't have to be evenly placed all the time. But if you have other people doing things, it just helps with the unity of the project more. So like one person doesn't feel that they're doing everything. Okay. So yeah, that's a really important one that I wanted to make sure I got in there, because I've seen projects go downhill really quickly. And bands go downhill when this animosity starts to grow, and they're like, man, I'm doing everything for this project. So that is another productivity hack. Let's talk about promoting on social media. One of the hacks that I use is when you want to promote a show, or you want to just get some good content out there and keep your fans updated, entertained, whatever, but you don't have a lot of time. Make sure you can preload your postings on, say, Facebook. You can preload everything. You can sit down one night, take an hour or two, and preload a week's worth of social media. If you have your calendar set up and you know what's coming up, and you just want to make sure that you post something every day online, you can actually preload that in Facebook so that it posts when you want it to. Look into those features about scheduling on Facebook. I use it all the time. I schedule, like, when I post videos every week, those videos that get posted usually on Thursday, Friday, have been already uploaded on Monday. I just try to stay ahead so I don't have to worry about it, and stay a couple days ahead. So then you're not thinking, oh man, did I post today? Oh, I forgot to post something today. And then you're not relying on other people to do it. Just take 2 hours out of your week, one night, and set up all your social media posts, at least one a day for the week, at least one a day. And what can you post? Again, I've done many podcasts on social media posting ideas. You can check those out, but just make sure you keep your audience in tune to what you're doing. Make sure they know you're alive, and that you're top of mind, keeps you at the top of mind. I use that a lot, that term, top of mind of your fans and the people that follow you. So schedule those posts ahead of time, and it'll just take a lot of relief off your shoulders, because there's a million other things to worry about. But if you at least do that, then you're going to stay on top of your social media game for sure. Okay. Let's talk about a few more. Like I mentioned earlier, another productivity hack, which I think is so important, is to learn how to record yourself. Now, I talked about recording your rehearsals, right? This kind of goes hand in hand with that. Learn a digital audio workstation, or a DAW, DAW. Learn the basics of that, because if you can record yourselves and at least a demo quality, now you can record your rehearsals, you can record your ideas, you can share them on your Google Drive. You can just get this open creativity flowing between the people in your project, and you're not being held back by, oh man, we got to get this recorded. You just have complete freedom. You have complete freedom to record your ideas, and put demo ideas out there, at least demo quality, and it's not hard to do. You got programs like GarageBand, you got programs like Mixcraft, you got all these easy, even Audacity is free. You got all these easy programs to use, and it doesn't take a lot of time to at least get the basics down, okay? It's super important. I record everything that I like to do. And I like to share my ideas with the groups that I'm in, the projects that I work with. And it just gives you so much flexibility when you know how to record yourselves. And take it a step further. I mean, learn how to record your band in a live rehearsal room. That's, you're gonna need a lot more mics and stuff like that. But if you can get to that point, now you got complete freedom. You're recording your demos, you're sharing them with each other. You can send them to other people. It's just a great spot to be in, and it just empowers you in your creative project tenfold if you can do that basically on will. Okay, so learn the basics of recording yourself. Digital audio workstations, really easy, and you'll be good to go. Okay. All right, guys, I got one more for you, and this is one that I use personally, and then we're gonna get out of here. Okay. This is a real easy one. Everything's about video today: social media video, promoting videos, making videos, everything like that. Download a video editing program on your phone. Okay. There's a great program that I use. It's called InShot, and it's free, and you can just download it on your phone. And what that does is it allows you to at least edit your videos to make them look a little bit cooler. Everybody uses their phone to create videos, and Instagram and Facebook, they have all these video sharing platforms, which is great. But download a video editing app on your phone, so at least the next time you take videos, you can edit it and trim it up, and you can put some filters on it, maybe put some cool emojis, some text on it, and it just really dresses up your videos to make them look a little bit cooler and a little more interesting to people, and it'll just give you a little bit of a nudge the next time you post a video. Everything's about video today. So if you can make your videos look just a little bit cooler than other people's, and a little more I should say, with like maybe your logo or something like that, or some text, it just makes your videos pop a little bit more. So download a video editing app. Like I said earlier, the one I use is InShot. It's really cool. It has a lot of cool features on it. You can add music to it. You can do filtering. I mean, there's a lot of video editing capabilities out there. So please check that out. Learn how to use that. And it's really, really easy. And it just makes your videos look really, really cooler. Okay. All right. That is our productivity hacks for this episode. I definitely will do another one with more productivity hacks. And like I said, if you guys have any ideas out there, please feel free to share with me. I will get them on this podcast, and I will credit you for sure. Okay, guys? I hope you guys found some value in this podcast today. I loved sharing this stuff with you. And thank you again for checking out this episode. And we'll see you on the next one. All right, guys? Peace and love.